prosecution's expert witness said George Floyd was actively resisting. Right next to it, it said like electro, whatever, force compliance or whatever.
Raptor 1 in range for extraction.
Nelson, the defense attorney, said, so Chauvin could have used a taser immediately upon encountering George Floyd actively resisting the other officers. And the prosecution's witness said, yes. And he goes, and then Chauvin chose a lesser force option of restraint instead. And the expert witness for the prosecution said, yes. That, to me, right away, threw everything out the window. It seems like, based on that argument alone, Chauvin was trying not to minimize.
Right, you could see, I mean, that could in and of itself be reasonable now. I think the defense is going to have a problem with the defense use of force there's not even an inquiry as to whether or not the force is excessive. I mean, I thought that was it was indefensible to people on cross to be indefensible to basically retracted his entire opinion within 5 minutes of cross-examination. So that was really bad, and I think it was a huge missed opportunity for the defense because I think you're right. There were the defense use of force experts, plural, had conflicting testimony. I mean, you had a guy saying that holding somebody in the wrong position under circumstances is justified use of force, and then you had the academic saying it wasn't. And all you need is a guy to get up there and say, which is it? But you have your own defense expert who says, like, under the totality of the circumstances, this is justified use of force, rather than trying to say it wasn't a use of force at all. Like, you could say, like, given the resistance, given the fact that they thought he was going through his agile period, it was reasonable for them to hold him on the ground, and try and reach restraining defense.
The thing is that they're trying to claim that Chauvin murdered Floyd, that he was the cause of death, but they can't even tell us definitively what the cause of death was.
Right, I mean, they say that it's 100% Floyd,
I'll let you know when the next one's available.
Initially, it was that it was pressure to the neck, cutting off oxygen to the brain, and then, apparently because of one of their own experts testifying about how the knee had moved, they switched it up to saying it was, pressure resulting in low respiratory function.
Yeah, I mean, the weakest part of... So Tobin says it was both the knee on the back and the holding him in the front position, and also the knee on the side of the neck at times. Which to me honestly doesn't make that much sense because, I mean, I don't think they've done this, but like, this is inferior airway, right? Like, the idea that the knee on the back of the neck is right.
Breathing.
Right, he's a breathing expert. But, and the defense expert said there's no literature on it. Right? And to me, but also, like, I mean, you're saying he choked via that, and then the positional assistant, Gal was able to suggest the guy who came up with the wrote about it said,
what is the closing argument for the prosecution going to be?
I mean, the closing argument is going to be use of unjustified use of force installed. So that's not part of the and if you so just appalling, that means it's part of the and then he got a positional assistant runner. Dr. Tobin said he thinks the other guy's not credible.
Well, I mean, they had one of their a couple of them.
You are all
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think it makes you more or less credible. In fact, you're volunteering and wanting to try and put a guy in jail.
I be up in the club zoning, up in the club zoning.
I mean, the prosecution they had Neil Catgall. Do you know? I don't know if you guys know Neil Catgall. He was my former criminal law professor. He was former acting assistant.
I be up in the club zoning. Yeah, I'm in the club zoning.
Zoomed in and like argued them into. You got Eric Nelson, the random criminal defense attorney, arguing against Neil Catgall, who argues more Supreme Court cases than any other private attorney. Like, just why? Oh, and the prosecution showed up to mostly private attorneys. So Blackwell, the black guy, and then Schleicher, who handled a lot of the other cross-examination. Both of them are like private litigators that he helped brought in the interview. There's only like one state prosecutor, the woman with brown hair. She was the only prosecutor who's actually prosecuting her new job.
They overcharged Chauvin.
Yeah.
They should have gone with what, manslaughter?
I think manslaughter was the correct charge.
But you don't even think they'll get that.
I don't think they'll get that because I I think at the end of the day, there's going to be a juror who says to themselves, I don't know how he died.
Yep.
That's reasonable doubt.
But
Like,
even if the juror's like, I think he most likely died because of the knee on the neck, that's still a doubt, right?
right.
He still gets off in that case.
Like, and that's going to come up, the closing's going to focus on that. I guarantee you, the defense attorney's a smart guy. I guarantee you that defense attorney knows he's in a lot, I guess, deeper water on use of force than he is in causation.
Yeah.
And he's going to drill down and be like, unless you're 100% certain that Chauvin died of positional asphyxia, not guilty.
Yeah.
Right?
You think they'll bring up? I think didn't Cahill mention in September it looked like Floyd swallowed pills. There was a tweet I pulled up from like a local journalist.
Yeah, I mean, there were pills in the back of the squad car with the saliva on them. The speed fly.
I have 0 ammo.
So I pulled this up. There was a tweet from back in September when they were, setting up the trial, setting up the case, where the judge said that
Ammo on O.
Floyd had swallowed pills. Do you think the defense is going to bring to the jury? George Floyd was seen on camera injecting drugs. He was with a man that was identified by his own girlfriend to be their drug dealer. They found drugs in the vehicle, and he had the drugs in the system, which, as you've heard already, fentanyl depresses your respiratory system, and methamphetamine causes heart failure. We can't be sure how to report that.
Got him.
It's a lot harder to rule it out. I mean, they basically have to rely on these doctors who testified. He said, well, he had a heart attack.
It's the last rule of right?
Yeah, but I mean, Rushing already had it. Rushing is the last word.
That's powerful.
It is, but it's still beyond a reasonable doubt. I think at the end of the day, the defense has it. I've seen it. I think about it. Dismembered in his neighborhood. The body was, pieces of the dismembered body were found in the lake, in the river. The axe used to do the dismembering was found in Jersey's car.
What? What was this?
This is a great HBO show called The Jinx. You have to watch.
Oh,
If you haven't seen it,
the Jinx.
The Jinx, it's incredible. And he claimed self-defense. Said that the guy was his friend, and when do you dismember someone?
So how did he get acquitted?
He managed to get that the thing that led to his. He's like, I didn't murder him, I did dismember him.
I think wasn't it the New York Post that the headline was Durst, who cut off body, claims self-defense.
That was the New York Times that said that.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah, that was a headline.
Well, hold on. There's something we got to consider, though. If tonight we see rioting, and I think one of these jurors lives in Brooklyn Center, and the rest of the jurors still have to commute with riots to get to court, you think they're going to show up on Monday sweating bullets, knowing that if they say not guilty, that it's going to be a brick through their window and their house on fire?
Maybe. I mean, I could see somebody hanging the jury because of that. They're just like not willing to go with the not guilty verdict. So I think hung jury is a real possibility here.
And that means they redo the trial again later, right?
Right. It would just be a mistrial.
What's the difference between murder 3 and manslaughter?
Murder 3 is what's called depraved heart murder. So, like, that's supposed to be really, really, involuntary manslaughter is killing someone without intent, right? Generally, that's the usual crime. Like, for example, the Dante Wright case, where the woman mistakenly took her taser.
Hey, Beck, you one ugly ass bitch wearing all that shit. I just want to tell you that right now. Oogly.
I don't think she's actually made her statement yet.
Right. Fair enough, but like that's what they charge. That's the first thing they charge. But depraved heart murder is things that are like really beyond the pale that indicate a depraved heart. So juggling chainsaws.
Going at somebody or something.
I think I read the classic case in Blackwater Law. Shooting. There's one bullet and a revolver shooting each other, and finally one of them died. And they're like, okay, that's not involuntary.
So you collected hound.
I don't want to kill him, but I want to die.
Like, I don't care that I'm putting my knee on his neck and suffocating him, and suffocating him, even if I'm not I don't care about it. Yeah, I mean, it's it's there so that sometimes things that are really beyond the pale can get more years.
The prosecution's own witness, I think more than one, testified that the position Chauvin was in was a ground control technique that they actually trained. So the one jiu-jitsu guy said, yes, that's a ground control technique. So it's like, what? I'm sorry, man. Look, I should say most people don't want anyone dying, right? There's a faction of murderers, I suppose they exist, and depraved individuals. That's why we have murder charges. But, I mean, nobody wanted to see anybody die. That's the right case, and then the Adams case at one point. But the cop shows up. Chauvin was holding the priority one, right? And sirens, Russian, guys that can resist it. Shows up. Train him anyway. It's a ground control technique. Everyone's screaming in his face. One guy's an MMA fighter, and he's being held back by someone else. That was one of the most amazing things to do in the case. This guy was an MMA fighter, had the blood showing. And then when Nelson shows the video, like, there's the MMA fighter in front of Chauvin, who's 5'9", 140 pounds. Someone's holding this guy back. It stands to reason that Chauvin developed a very serious threat.
He's a little distracted. I would be distracted in that circumstance.
How do they not have reasonable doubt? Like, I'm sorry, but at this point, I have, like, it's not reasonable doubt, it's like, it's overt, disbelief. Like,
Right.
no.
Right, like that's
I love how the left is ready.
yeah.
It's like, all the contact now, training, policing, none of it matters.
And I can't say how the left is covered. They are not repairing. They're saying that this is the route swimmingly for the prosecution. And it's like there was a day that went really well for the prosecution. The prosecution, yeah, they use both experts. But every other day I would say the prosecution has not been that great. Need to have like
I'm not a lawyer. I think Jones would call criminal trials, and I thought when the prosecution used the court, I thought it was defensive.
yeah.
I was like, wow, this is great. The defense is really laying it out. And then I was like, wait, that's the prosecution's witness? Hey, you brought in a guy that claimed that Chauvin was doing what he was supposed to do and could have done worse? Wow.
Yeah.
I was like, are they trying to lose? Or, I can't remember who it was. There's just no case.
I mean, on the one hand, it's really hard because there's a lot of
Rapid 1 is headed your way. Complete extraction before the window expires.
The thing that really seems to be like excessive force is, in particular, the knee on the neck or in the neck area, and also like holding onto him well after he's lost his pulse. That seems like excessive force. But so much of everything that led up to that was help. I think they decided holding somebody in the prone position.
Somebody pick me up, pick me up, pick me up.
Also, they're like, yeah, but why 9 minutes? MMA guy screaming in his face, being held back, and Chauvin didn't know what was coming. Witness who said he was asked by Ross, have you ever held someone restrained until the initial act? Yes, I did. It's like,
Yeah.
wow.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, Duran. We're getting the fuck out of here, boys.
Witnesses over and over and over again. That was crazy. And then I was reading. The crazy thing about it is I'm watching the trial, and like I said, the first time I wow. And then I started watching the main video. They show only the highlight video.
Regroup and plan our next move.
They omit the defense. The craziest thing about that, I think it was Slate.com, right, lefty publication, where they say, is the defense floundering? And then I see these articles where they're like, the defense is helpless, and I'm like, when your commentary is derivative of biased news sources and you don't double check, you write opinions that are based in just
Nobody was watching Cross. I remember we were watching, I think, CNN a couple days ago during the defense witnesses, and finally their analysts were talking about cross-examination and how like they were able to ask questions and things like that. And I'm like, I realized you guys haven't even talked about cross-examination yet.
Yeah.
You guys, it's just you've only broadcast highlights of direct.
Yep.
And and that gives you no clue about what's actually happening.
You know why?
In the case.
These people have invested